Yes, we are well aware. I will check it out soon. Thank you. The sandbird is born. Just like, that's such a strange, like, sentence to read. Like, just in general. Why do I get the feeling I'm gonna be throwing my controller soon? Just getting PTSD flashbacks. Okay, let's see if we can do this level well. As soon as we get up there, of course. Okay. So all we have to do to actually get into the level is actually not do that. Let's hop on top of this mirror. Spin jump over here. And there we go. And we camera screw, and we land right inside the broken egg, and voila. That's how a sandbird is born. Admittedly, I can't deny how cool this level is, like, just in terms of, like, just the novelty of it. It does feel a little tech demo-y, because it's just, like, just in the middle of nowhere, there's this big, blocky sandbird, and it just feels very strange. Like, again, Mario Sunshine has a ton of levels like this, where it just is very strange, very strange. This game is very strange. Anyway, so we're almost gonna die. So basically the gimmick is you have to get 8 red coins on the sandbird. We already got 7, so you might be wondering where the last one is, and it's all the way up there. So all that we have to do at this point is just wait on the sandbird. Also, the game is dickish enough to make the sandbird do an entire 90-degree turn like this. Or this is like a 180-degree turn, actually. And it's very, very difficult, so if you use the hover nozzle, it might be able to help us a little bit. There we go. So yeah, the sandbird is a massive dickhead, and I can't even count the amount of times I died on that part as a kid. Just because, like, as a kid, like, you're not used to that kind of really strange platforming, especially when the platform's so small. So, like, I think this level, for a lot of people, is infamous for being like, man, you game over so much on this level, especially as a kid. But regardless, we actually did that first try. Also, the game's dickish enough to actually hide blue coins on all of these clouds as you're going up, and if you miss one, you have to do the level again. You missed it because you can't go back down unless you die, obviously. Like, you can't collect those blue coins without dying, trying. But speaking of dying, we did not die. We actually got it, so I'm pretty happy about that. That's one of those levels you kind of dread when I start up a Sunshine run. Can I have that, please? I really want that nozzle, actually, so I'm gonna actually go get that. Even though for a run of the game where you're only getting the Shadow Mario chases, this nozzle's entirely pointless, but regardless, it is still cool, and I still want it bad. So let's just go over here and give Mario the chase. What kind of asshole jumps up on the platform like that and then leaves? I hate you, Shadow Mario. I don't even have to sugarcoat it. I hate you, Bowser Jr. Like, the twist is out. It's Bowser Jr. Surprise, surprise. Ow. Nah, that could have been worse. He could have knocked me off the building. Oh, he's back where he started. Is he just gonna start looping? No, he's going back up here again. Okay. See, can I just, like, cheat and, like, aim from a distance? There we go. There we go. Suck it. Turbo Dash. The Turbo Nozzle. Okay, so, again, like I just said earlier, like, this, for practical uses, this nozzle is almost entirely pointless. You never really have to use it at all. It's not mandatory, I mean, like, the rocket nozzle is mandatory. We've already seen the rocket nozzle in Rico Harbor. But this turbo nozzle isn't. However, it is the most badass thing ever. Like, look at this thing. Like, you just go supersonic speed, basically. expending huge amounts of water while you do. And one of the coolest things about the hover nozzle is it actually gives you the power to be Jesus. Yeah, sure, Jesus may be able to walk on water, but can he turbo nozzle over water? I didn't think so. So yeah, you can use the turbo nozzle to just blast across the water, and that's so cool, especially as a kid. When you see it, it's just like, this might be the coolest thing I have ever seen. Like, it's so unbelievably cool. Also, when you're on the water, you have infinite water in your Fludd because you're skating on water, of course. But yeah, the unfortunate thing about the turbo nozzle is that it's actually really similar to the red and like the cosmic suit from Mario Galaxy, where it gives you this really cool ability, which in Mario Galaxy was the ability to fly freely in the air with no constraints. You could just fly, like the wing cap, except the only problem was it's only in the Common Observatory and the tutorial planet, so you basically never actually get to use it practically. And I don't think Galaxy 2 ever brought it back either, so it feels similar where they put it in the game because they like developed it and they're like, oh, this is pretty cool, but they never actually elaborated on it. I'd say the hover nozzle more, because there are shines that use the hover nozzle. I'm not sure if there's any shines that use the hover nozzle outside of Isle Delfino, though. But like I said, like for Shadow Mario chases, you never have to use them in any of the levels leading up to Shadow Mario chases. So for a run where you're just going for the credits, like the hover nozzle is pretty underwhelming because you never get to use it. Underwhelming is the wrong word, because it is such a badass nozzle. It's just, you never get the chance to use it, really. Which is a shame. But there, I showed it off a little bit, because as a kid, it definitely was my favorite nozzle, for sure. Anyway, now back into Gelato Beach with Episode 5, Il Piantissimo's Shine Sprite. Who's this guy? This guy is doing something different every single time we come up to this level. Anyway, let's go talk to the titular character. Hey. Well, that's a pretty far away. I don't know if we can do that. Oh, really? 35 seconds? I can do that. Let's go! Okay, so Piantissimo races. He is off to a great start. That's unfortunate. Piantissimo races. These are pretty easy, not gonna lie. One nice thing about the Piantissimo races is that it doesn't matter if you do this race a million times. Every single time, Piantissimo is going to do literally the exact same movement every single time. To the point where you could like just follow behind him like really slowly and just be a complete dick, and just you can get ahead of him at the last second. Because every single time you play against Piantissimo, his time will be identical, his movement will be identical. So he's really not that hard to beat. It definitely seems to be like a shout out sort of to like Koopa the Quick from Mario 64. And just like Koopa the Quick, they are insanely easy every time. There we go. A bird! A bird just flew by. Cute. Ugh. Back to showing me that every time. Oh boy. Soon enough, game. Soon enough. Only 2 more levels to go. Or 3 more levels to go, rather. Sorry about that. Red coins and the coral reef. Oh boy, I remember this one being annoying. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, so I remember this level being a little frustrating because the game does a really dick move thing where like the red coins just seemingly like they do a really good job of blending into the actual environment out there. But one thing that I forgot to mention, not forgot, I was actually saving it for this moment, is I didn't forget my childhood story for every world, and I actually do have one for this world, but it involves not the red coins, but this juicer right here, and I believe these are coconuts in front of it. But anyway, there's a shine in this juicer, and thank God I won't be doing this level because it's episode 8, one level after the Shadow Mario chase. But basically, there's a level that is pretty much the worst thing ever made by anyone ever, where you basically have to take this watermelon from the top of the hill where we just finished the race with Piantissimo, and you have to bring it all the way down! All the way down here, and then roll it slowly across this dock, ever so slowly, because if it touches anything, like the water or anything, done. You, like, restart all the way back to the top of the mountain. And it's probably the worst level ever made by human hands. Not that I have a childhood memory about that level, besides absolutely hating that level, because it's the worst, but I actually do have a childhood memory about... Anyway, I was gonna actually do the red coin hunt while talking about this, so we should probably get going. I actually, as a kid, I loved watermelons, and I remember there was one time at my grandma's house where, it was one of those food platter things, and there was just tons of watermelon. As a kid, I loved watermelon to death. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. So I just kept eating watermelon. And obviously, eating, like, 2 plates full of watermelon is not a good idea. And what ended up happening was that I got very, very, very sick. And on the car ride home from my grandmother's house, I remember I just everywhere. It was the worst. This was, by the way, when I was, like, maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I remember I had to stop at this dingy gas station, like, underneath the bridge. And it was so, it was a vivid memory of just, like, my mother just freaking out, of just being like, oh god, it's everywhere, just like, it was a bad sight. Incidentally, even though that happened to me, it didn't affect my love of watermelon any, at all. What it did affect is just my watermelon intake. Whenever I have watermelon, I don't eat nearly as much as I used to as a kid, and it's all because of that, incident, we'll call it. I could have sworn there was a red coin right there. Are these fish phasing through the freaking rocks? Of course they are. Why? Why not? Instead of making the fish's pattern revolve, like, between the rocks, how about let's just say screw it, and let's just make it so that they can go right through the rocks, making the red coins hard to spot, because who cares? This is Mario Sunshine. Anyway, there's the last one, and that actually does it for the level and this childhood story. There's a big-ass mosquito in this room, and that's gonna put me on tilt for the whole session, so that's not good. Anyway, we did that surprisingly well. It can be really hard to find that last one sometimes, especially the 2 that the fish schools are carrying around, because, as I just demonstrated, the red coins can just go through the rocks, and you can miss them simply because the game's being a dick. This game loves playing with you like that. One time it'll be fun, next time it'll be a complete dick. That's the back of the box quote. Soon! Back in we go. It's Shadow Mario. Oh, wait, really? Oh. Okay, I could have sworn that there was actually another level to this, but okay then. That works too, I guess. I thought he was just standing there like, just bring it. Just fuck my shit up and just do it. Anyway, what does this guy have to say this time? Let's see. Are you kidding me? Haven't they broadcast on the news at this point, like, who Shadow Mario is? I'm pretty sure the guy had, like, cameras everywhere at Peanut Park, but whatever. Anyway, let's catch Shadow Mario again, and hopefully he won't be as difficult to catch this time. Holy crap, that was the quickest I've actually caught him, never mind. So yeah, that's what I mean, like, depending on how good your aim is, like, you might be able to catch him within 30 seconds of actually starting the level, and it's just super easy.